The Build Show today, we're talking about one of my favorite topics, framing. We're visiting with a custom builder here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a luxury builder that builds, I mean, look at this. This is incredible, isn't it? Now, Caleb tells me that moving to building with extreme panel technology, SIPS construction, has yielded straighter, faster, stronger, more efficient builds, and it's reduced the chaos on the job site. We're gonna look into every one of those points and see why you might consider SIPS for your next luxury custom job. Today's Build Show is sponsored by Extreme Panel. Let's get going. All right, guys, let me introduce you to Caleb from RSB. Caleb, beautiful day today in Idaho.
Absolutely.
This is what I think of as spring in Idaho.
Absolutely.
Overcast, cold, and rainy.
Yep.
However, summers here cannot be beat. So when it comes to nice weather, you only have a certain window as a builder in Idaho.
Correct.
And the very first thing I said about Extreme Panel, and we're talking about Extreme Panel framing, knowing that you were a traditional builder, traditional framing contractor prior to working with Extreme Panel, talk to me about speed. What does it do for your speed to build with their Extreme Panels versus traditional framing?
It cuts it by 40%, 50%.
So give me an example. Like, this house is not a small house. What are we talking about here?
10,000
size-wise?
square foot, 8,000 livable, 2,000 garage space.
10,000 foot framed is a
Yep.
big
Yep.
house.
We had 82,000 pounds of structural timber,
Oh my gosh.
294 odd end trusses,
And by the way, your guys framed this, right?
all of it in-house.
Yep.
49 days,
Oh
start
my
to finish. From
gosh.
concrete to dried in, it was 49,
That's 49
working days. Yep.
And had that been traditionally framed, what do you think that would have taken?
3 times that.
Yeah, so more than 40% faster even.
Yeah.
And what does that do for you as a luxury custom builder?
It allows me to be more hands-on in multiple projects with a much smaller overhead.
Yeah.
This house, we had 5 guys on staff at the time doing this project. And it has allowed us to really focus on the quality because we're touching every piece.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you've got your in-house framing crew. And my guess is you've got, what, a 6-month window here of good framing time?
About 8 months.
8 months of time?
Like last winter, it shocked us. We had a full winter of build time.
Okay.
We deal with road limits around here where roads kind of shut down because of moisture. And we've also had winters where, yeah, you're not doing anything.
But does that mean, I'm curious, that if you're able to frame this that quick, that you could, in theory, build twice as many houses with the same crew?
Exactly.
Which is a big deal
Yeah, and
for
that's
your
kinda-
bottom line.
That's kind of what we maximized up here by
Yeah.
using the panels.
And I wonder if your clients maybe choose you also because you're quoting them times to build, times to complete that are much different potentially than your competitors.
Well, correct. There's 2 main competitors in where we're building, and our time is about half of their time. And one it does with speed, but the other is the quality. I mean, to get a wall as straight as a SIP panel wall, even if it's engineered studs or if it's dug for number 2,
Yep.
you're planning those studs.
Yeah.
And that's one big thing. You know, and then this high-end homes, we're doing specialty electrical pretty much on every wall. That all takes planning. But when those subs are thinking about it, like the general contractor's thinking about it, all of a sudden you got a team that is all working towards the same goal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
That's been a big deal.
So when you sight down that wall, you know, they come, I think they build these in 8 by 24 panel sizes, right? Because that's what size the OSB is that they get for the outside and inside skin. When you sight down that wall, are you ever like seeing
No.
movement or wave? Like, it's really dead flat.
No, because we actually build the entire wall. Each wall is built on the ground. We fly it in.
Okay. And so you're using that
The crane.
that crane.
Big crane.
Now, one of the quotes I heard that I'm not sure if this was you or someone else, but I heard someone say the job site gets calmer. What do you think they mean by that?
Well, because it's less hectic. Usually we do 2 days of building on the ground, 1 day of flying.
Okay.
2 days of building, 1 day of flying. Depending on what phase we're in, that's pretty common. I think it's safer. People aren't out there screaming. You know, you're not having air compressors all day long.
That is pretty nice,
know?
isn't it? It's a quieter job
Yeah,
site.
and clients show up. There's no mess.
Yep.
I think this entire job to get it dried in, I think we had like 4 dump trailers.
That's it.
4.
10,000 feet.
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
that's with everything, you know.
That's not bad at
Yeah,
all.
no.
Let's switch gears and talk structure, because, you know, this is a tough environment. You got snow load here. You get a lot of rain. I suspect, like today, there's a lot of wind. So these walls are getting a pretty good beating. What is it about SIPs and Extreme Panel that actually feels stronger to you?
Corners, the way the corners are built. The way I view a SIP panel, it's more or less a portal frame, every panel, because we got structure inside and out.
That's a great way to say it, yeah.
The bottom plate all the way to the top plate. In most cases, this entire home.
Yep.
But like this corner right here, for example, you know that game where you put your fingers in, you try to pull them out?
Yeah.
What is that called?
The Chinese finger lock.
Okay, so that's how I envision one of these corners, the way they're built.
That's awesome.
You got a bottom plate and a bottom plate like this.
Yep.
The intermediate plate overlaps that plate.
Uh-huh.
Then all of a sudden your corners are held together with the structural timber locks, 1 foot on center.
Yep.
And then on the top, it's the same principle. It's like
That's awesome.
you couldn't pull it apart.
That's pretty awesome. You know, one other benefit, if you're nailing your siding on, you're not worried about hitting studs because you've got structure everywhere on the shop, right?
Correct.
There's structure everywhere we look.
Yeah.
Now, one thing though, the structure that's tough on this job, I suspect, I'm seeing a ton of timber. I'm also seeing steel, this kind of mountain modern look, which looks amazing. But you had to actually coordinate like that giant steel beam above me coming into this SIPS panel, right?
Correct.
How did that work? Tell me about that.
And that kind of goes back to the scheduling. You've got an engineer with Extreme Panel. You've got the architect of record. You've got the engineer that's working with the architect.
Right.
You've got 3 different sets of eyes along with the builder, looking at all those connection points, making sure they're perfect.
Yeah.
When the panel shows up, there's no confusion. We have a plan that we're going off of. And again, if that panel doesn't fit 99% of the time, it's because I'm not putting it together right.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
And so in that steel beam, does that steel beam go all the way
No.
through into the house?
No, we stop it 4 inches short a lot of times, just so we don't have that,
That thermal break.
yeah, going into the house.
And so when you stop at 4 inches short, what happens there?
So we're putting rigid foam, 2-inch rigid foam, double layering it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you got like R20 on the backside of that.
Correct.
So that cold steel's not
Stops.
radiating that
Exactly.
cold into the house.
Yep.
That's really smart.
Yep.
And when your panels arrive, you know, you've got a 5-man crew. This took over a couple of weeks. Did you get every single panel you needed on day one, or were you getting various loads here?
So that's going to go again back to the kind of the upfront scheduling. One big benefit with Extreme Panel is we talk about the way we want the panels loaded on the truck. And in the beginning, that was an area that obviously I wasn't very, adapted to. And as projects moved on, you're okay, I want to start in this corner, I want to work this way. Depending on your lot size, this exact project was great because we have tons of space.
Yep.
Other projects we've done where we have limited space, it really depends on how well you stack your trucks.
Yeah, so you could also schedule, hey, I need a delivery on Monday, the following Monday I need another delivery, and you can actually schedule that out.
Exactly.
That's really smart. Let's switch gears and talk envelope, because I think one of the big keys, and I think one of the first things people think of when they realize the benefits of using Extreme Panel is this really good exterior envelope that you really can take advantage of in this Idaho weather, right? What is it about the efficiency of this that you like?
My client walked this house and get a call from them about 5 o'clock, and they go, how come you're cooling the house? We're building it. I don't understand why I'm paying that. And I go, guys, there's not even air conditioners on the site. You had a
really hot day, but none of that got into the house.
It was 60 degrees inside, and we have temporary heaters still from drywall phase.
Oh man,
and they're
hilarious.
seeing 62, 59, and that should show right there how efficient.
Yeah, and the opposite is probably true in the winter. You're using 1 or 2 small heaters to heat the house because there's so little loss to those panels.
Exactly it. Well, what was it? R34 in the walls.
Yep.
8 1/4-inch panels, R34, and we have R60 in the lid. And most.
So this is a 12 1/4 roof, probably.
In the areas that we did the panels, yes, and in the other areas where it's conventional, we have scissor trusses, bottom cord trusses.
Okay, so you did a little mix.
We did a
on this.
hybrid.
Yeah, well, because we're fully sheathed on the inside, we're fully sheathed on the outside. It makes really airtight enclosures kind of really easy to get to. The other thing that kind of was a light bulb moment for me was I realized if you're building more simple shapes, this is a little bit more of a complex job, but if you're building more simple shapes, Monopoly framing is built in. You can do a Monopoly framed house with Extreme Panel and do it straight from the factory, where when you're done, that Monopoly framing is super tight and the entire exterior envelope is the insulation layer. So it's really easy to get to high performance. That's what I like about this system.
Absolutely.
Hey, before we leave this area, Caleb, I don't know if you did this for me, but I love seeing the layering on the outside of the house. Let's talk about that a little bit. Back here is fully sheathed because this is an extreme panel SIP. So this is full OSB sheathing on the outside.
Correct.
And then you're putting a peel and stick, or actually this is not a peel and stick, this is staple on.
Correct.
You don't need that peel and stick. You don't have to use that because we're already airtight. Now, did you use any tape or did you use?
We seam tape, correct,
Okay.
the inside.
The inside, gotcha.
Correct.
And then where your panels are actually coming together, you've also used the SIP seal on that location.
Correct, yep.
Okay, gotcha. So now we can just use a mechanically attached house wrap. And this one's got a dimple on it. So if any water gets back here, it's gonna wanna naturally run out. And this is cool. You can see he's got one layer of super jumbo text, basically a fancy tar paper back there. It's layered shingle style. On top of that is this lath, just like as if we were doing stucco on the outside of the house. And then they brown coat that lath. And then this thin veneer stone, which could be cultured stone, this looks like real stone, it could be thin brick, whatever you want, actually gets attached to that as if you're building a shower, really. It's kind of the same process. And then you're also gonna notice his weep down here, and notice his tar paper is lapped over top of that weep. So any water that gets past or through there is gonna weep out of the bottom.
And it still allows it to breathe, which I really, really like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The layer between the tar paper and the Benjamin Overdyke.
That's right,
That's
it's not
what we're
tight.
getting that to breathe.
That's right, well done. Caleb, I wonder if there's anybody else on site that we could talk to.
Josh from Extreme Panels here.
Josh,
Hey.
thanks for having me out, dude.
How you doing, man?
So if you guys don't know Josh, he is one of a couple sales reps at Extreme Panel. But I think Josh is a particularly interesting salesperson for Extreme Panel because you built your own house out of Extreme Panels, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How many years ago did you build your house?
About 9 years ago.
This is not some used car salesman who drives a Kia but sells Fords, right? You know,
That's
this is the guy who believes enough in the system. You've been here almost 20 years.
Yeah, and
built your own house out of it.
the thing is panels are really cool, and the more you get into it, the high performance side of things, the efficiencies, the strengths, all those things really just keep me going.
For sure. Now, we spent some time with Caleb today talking about some big benefits: speed, structure, efficiency, lack of chaos on the job site. What do we miss?
I think is a really cool part is inspections. You know, when you have less inspections on a job site for a builder, you know, you don't need the insulation inspection, you don't need the shear inspection, you don't need the air sealing inspection because the panel is creating all that, and you can take those avenues away and actually just continue building through the process.
It's almost a guaranteed airtightness on these houses. I'd be really surprised if any Extreme Panel house was higher than about 1.5 ACH50. And it wasn't your panels probably, it would be the window and door package.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know, the HVAC, making sure that's sealed up properly.
Right.
But like my personal house came in at 0.34.
Is that right?
So I mean, you think about that, the tightness of that house.
That's tight.
And living in one is pretty cool.
That's really tight. Now, one thing, Josh, that I want to get from you, for architects or builders that haven't done it before, they're interested in working with you guys, there might be a fear factor like, oh gosh, I don't know, would I have to change my designs dramatically? What do you recommend for people that are interested in working with you guys in terms of getting oriented to your system and designing houses that would work well with Extreme Panel?
You know, I think the first off is obviously calling and communicating with our team. But once you get to that point, it's all about the upfront work and making sure when that architectural plan is at that 25 to 30% level, that you try to get myself or Perry involved to help value engineer the system to make sure you're maximizing panel sizes, you know, the pitch of the roof and different snow loads. All those things really matter when it comes down to value engineering.
So in other words, when I'm at that schematic design phase, the architect, the designer has, let's say, one elevation, maybe a floor plan. That's the time to actually get you guys involved, right?
That is right, exactly.
Before we've gone to full plans, everything's fully dimensioned, it almost can be too late to do anything at that point, right?
Exactly. And then you can also get the, you know, the electricians, once you get a little further along, but the electricians, the mechanical guys, the HVAC guys, the plumbers, to make sure you're communicating up front and have that communication to eliminate problems down the road within the build, and put electrical traces where you need to, eliminate the ones you don't need. Right. You know, making things easier for the trades that are helping, building a SIP house for the first time or for the 10th time. It really doesn't matter. It's all about making sure it's easier for everybody else.
That makes sense. what is the lead time, by the way? I don't even know what the
This lead time right now, I'd probably plan on about an 8-week process from signing contract to full set of engineered panel
Yeah,
drawings.
so I don't want to wait till my foundation's poured to order my panels.
No, you want to be, when you're ready to start digging a hole, that's when we want to put the order in to make sure we start crossing our T's and dotting our I's. But on the foundation side of things, as long as you trust your foundation guy and you think he's going to be, 99% there or 100% there, it's no reason why you can't build that foundation and get that done before the panels are made. And if you are one of those people that thinks we should measure everything before we go to production, we can definitely do that. But it's really the production's the easy part. It's everything up front takes the time.
I think I want to add in on that too. I'm a big fan of doing a pre-pour survey. So I'll get my survey crew out there on the forms to actually do a form check pre-pour. And that's a big win for me because I'll just verify all my dimensions are accurate. If I even need to make sure that my plumbing is inside interior walls, I can have them locate that plumbing on the survey as well. So that's another thing you can do on the building side to make sure that your foundation's really on the money. So when your panels come, things just fit together like a erector set, like a Lego set.
Yep, everything's going to come up very precise. So I mean, the less trimming and things you got to do on a job site with your foundation being correct, the better off you're going to be. Just like anything.
Yeah, for sure. Hey Josh, if people are interested in working with you, let's say they have a schematic design already, what's a great way to get started in the process?
Really jumping on a Zoom call or a Teams meeting, something like that, to kind of walk around the house, the plan, see what you have, and understand, to value engineer the panels to make sure we're all on the same page and creating that communication up front. The panels are 8x24s, but we're going to sometimes use 20-footers in certain sections or 16s. And, we don't need to build a 24-foot panel to have somebody use that whole thing. We can piece it together.
That makes sense. Talk to me about engineering. Do most people use their local engineer, or do you guys have an engineer that works with Extreme Panel?
So we use Pinnacle Engineering probably on 95 to 99% of our stuff. He can be your EOR, your engineer of record, if you'd like him to be. Otherwise, he can be just our panel engineer for the walls and roof system. Sometimes architects and builders have their own engineer firm that they want to work with, but I'll get him in touch with Tom and start that communication up front to make sure all those things are getting done before I see that final set of plans.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Josh, thanks for having me out. Very impressive. How can people get a hold of you guys? What's the best way to do it?
I mean, basically, you can call the office at 1-800-977-2635, or you can reach out to josh@extremepanel.com.
How about that? We even got his email.
That's right, Perry@extremepanel.com. So,
guys, big thanks to Extreme Panel for sponsoring today's video. If you want to see an extended version of this, the interview with the homeowner and the architect, a little bit more of the how-to work with Extreme Panel, go check out our long form video on this same topic. It's over at buildshownetwork.com. I'll put a link in the description for that. But Josh, will you finalize the video with me here?
I sure will.
Follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on the Build Show.